It's the Mustang Insider Show.
All right, here we go with another Mustang Insider. I'm Chris Sylvester, talking all things Cal Poly athletics. Very busy week on campus. Cal Poly Volleyball will open their home schedule with the Mustang Invitational. We've got St. Mary's, Washington, and Pepperdine coming to town. Football, their second home game of the young season, hosting Lincoln University from Oakland. Men's and women's soccer at home as well. And off we go with talking a little Cal Poly volleyball. I've got not one, but two guests this week on the Mustang Insider. Jolei, Akima, Liz, Markovska are two guests from the Cal Poly women's volleyball team. Thanks so much for taking some time to join me. I'm surprised I didn't catch you on an airplane or a bus or in a hotel room. That's where you guys have spent the majority of the last few weeks.
Yes. Happy to be back. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. And what I mean by that is the early season travels. First, it was Sacramento. You guys won that tournament up at Sac State. Then you go out to a part of Texas that I'm sure you've never been to and never heard of before, the small town of Nacogdoches, which might as well be in Louisiana. I mean, it's that close to the state line. And then you finish up that non-conference travel across the country this past weekend in Harrisonburg, Virginia. You rack all that round trip mileage up, you're looking at more than 9,300 miles traveled. So I know the cliche thing is to ask, when you travel that much, is about your frequent flyer miles and if you're actually able to use those for vacations and for leisure in the future. But do you guys actually get to keep some of that mileage from all the traveling?
No, unfortunately, no.
That would be amazing.
I'm sure the school does, but yeah.
Okay, well, I wanted to see if you guys would be able to maybe reap the reward of all that preseason travel. Now, obviously, with so much time out on the road, you're talking about planes and buses and hotel rooms for night on end. How much has that helped you guys as a team kind of get to know each other better and kind of bond more as we inch closer to the Big West season?
Right. Personally, I think that when you are, I don't want to say forced, but basically forced to be with your whole team in airports and vans. We take vans up to the airports. It definitely allows you to feel a lot more comfortable with your teammates. And I know, like, in my vans, we have crazy talks about just like life and everything, and it really makes us closer and really grows the bond stronger.
Yeah, I think it's super fun, like getting to know maybe the freshmen that we wouldn't hang out with as much outside of volleyball, but we're spending every single second with them. So it's super fun getting to know people that you normally wouldn't have spent all this time with.
Well, already 9 matches deep here into 2023. Finally, you guys will get to play in the friendly confines of the Mata Athletic Center this weekend. All that non-conference competition as you get closer and closer here to the Big West, kind of crazy to think that the conference season is just a week and a half away. You head south and open up at Long Beach State, and what a year that they've had already. But how much has this non-conference schedule so far helped you guys prepare for what's expected to be a really competitive conference this year?
Yeah, I'd like to say that, ranking isn't always everything. For example, I mean, we played a fantastic JMU and SFA team who could easily be in top 25. I'm pretty sure JMU is right outside of top 25. And I think our coaches scheduled a very good and hard RPI preseason for us. Although the travel, it was hard. I'm not going to sit here and say that the travel was easy. Going cross country 2 weekends in a row was tough, but I mean, to play those teams was so worth it. So, yeah.
Yeah, we were playing awesome teams that like made us work hard, which is awesome, and we're just growing and learning and getting better by playing all those teams.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, Sac State took Florida to 5. It's volleyball's crazy. You win some, you lose some. Preseason is just gnarly of upsets and all of those things, but yeah.
Well, certainly during this pre-conference portion of the schedule, you kind of try to find your identity as a team, and you've got a few more tests here before you do get to that conference schedule. I mentioned it's Washington, the team receiving top 25 votes right now, St. Mary's on Friday, and then Pepperdine in the non-conference finale on Saturday. How excited are you guys to finally play a few matches at home after all of those games out on the road?
I'm super excited. They're obviously Pepperdine, St. Mary's, Washington are amazing teams, and I'm excited to play in front of like people from around here, and a lot of our families are actually coming into town. Probably all of them are coming to town to watch us. So it'll be super fun to play these awesome teams in front of everyone.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention last year going to 5 with Pepperdine and Washington. I think it's a great chance for us to. You know where I'm trying to go with this. It's a
Well,
great chance for us
and
to
that's
redeem
that was
ourselves.
actually my next question, because I saw that you guys up in Seattle last year on Washington home floor, you took them to 5 and took Pepperdine to 5. Both of them were in the top 25 when you played them in 2022. Are those a couple of matches that when you saw the schedule come out that you maybe circled and thought, okay, I mean, we need to get some payback on these guys?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be super fun to compete with our teammates. Like we've been working all preseason, like we talked about. So yeah, it'll be exciting to play them.
Chatting with a couple members of the Cal Poly volleyball team, Jolei, Akima, Lives, Markovska, here as we get ready for the penultimate weekend before the Big West season begins. I want to get into some individual stuff with you guys, and we'll start with Jolei. Take me through your journey to get here to Cal Poly, because I know you're from Kahaluu, Hawaii, and then you go to Boise State for a couple of seasons. You jump in the transfer portal. How did you land at Cal Poly? How did you become a Mustang?
I, when transferring, talked to a couple of schools and just honestly wanted to move closer to home. So more California area was the goal. So I was lucky enough to start talking to Cal Poly and went through the whole process. And it made me really excited while I was transferring to see how the coaches were, the relationships with the coaches and the girls, and to see how different everyone was here. And that's why I chose Cal Poly and ended up here because of
And
how
you
awesome
get that one home game a year
Yes,
in
yes,
your home state.
exactly. Yes.
How special was it last season and the year before when you got to go to Hawaii and play there in front of a lot of friends and family?
Yeah, it's so awesome seeing everyone come out and people wearing their Cal Poly gear at the UH Stadium is so awesome. And like seeing my family, getting tickets for all of them, and being able to see everyone, and the team coming home to my house and having a dinner there, and it was super fun.
Now, Lizzy, you're California through and through. You're from Menifee down south in the Inland Empire, all Big West freshman team last year after a red shirt in 2021. What was your recruiting process like coming out of high school, and what have you grown to love the most about Cal Poly and the Central Coast?
Oh man, it's been 6 years since the recruiting process started for me. I mean, Cal Poly was just an easy choice for me. At the time, my family lived in SoCal, Menifee, where I'm from, so it was nice to have that leverage of just a 4-hour drive to get back home. And I mean, living 15 minutes away from the beach has its perks as well. And I mean, it's just a fantastic campus, and I'm sure you're very well aware of that, and most listeners are too.
Yeah, absolutely, no question. I mean, look at this thing in the background. I mean,
Mhm.
it doesn't get much better than
Yeah,
the beautiful
damn right.
peaks and valleys of San Luis Obispo. Now, obviously, college careers kind of come and go quickly, right? I mean, one day you're getting to campus and you're learning a new system and you're learning a new way of life. The next day you're graduating and it's your senior night. And I know that's still in the distance for you two, but how different is it here in 2023 being a part of this program compared to maybe when you first got here and you were learning the ropes and maybe had some mentors? And I'd imagine some of the younger players are now looking up to you guys and asking advice on how to handle the ins and outs of being a student athlete here.
Mhm. Well, and personally, I think I've gone through a lot of growth. So far in my last few years at Poly. I think college is a hard adjustment for everybody, and I think you have different challenges when you are an athlete in a college as well. But I mean, just grinding through it and knowing that everything you're doing is for a reason, and just remembering how hard you've worked to get to where you are, having that all in the back of your mind, just really keeps you moving forward in the trajectory that you want to.
Yeah, and I think me last year being my first year, coming in and having like Maya and Meredith
Mhm.
on the team with me as leaders, as even though I wasn't new to like volleyball, it was a new like program, new way of doing things. So it was awesome to have those leaders on our team that we were able to look up to go for anything, like kind of rely on in tough situations in games, and them being like such important people in the program and having them on the team was super awesome.
Now, we mentioned that Big West season starts a week from Friday. You open up on the road at Long Beach State. That's never easy a place to win games inside the Walter Pyramid there. They took down top-ranked Texas on the opening weekend last month. I'll start with Lizzy on this one. What's it going to take for this Cal Poly team to win the Big West Conference here in 2023?
What's it going to take?
What's it going to take?
You know, there's a few ways I could go about to answer this. I think one, just play good volleyball. You know, I feel like that's the most obvious answer. Play good volleyball, which we do. We play damn well good volleyball. More about just minimizing errors, I think, from an attacking standpoint. Two, being that everyone is bought in, and I think I'm very confident in saying that everyone on our team is bought into winning the Big West. But yeah.
And then Jolei, I mean, what are your keys to a Cal Poly Big West winner here in 2023?
I think we're on a great track. We're working together, growing, learning each other, and if we keep improving how we are right now, then I think it'll be a great outcome at the end.
The Mustangs, you can see them here in San Luis Obispo for the first time in 2023. It's the Mustang Invitational, 3 really good teams, a couple out of the West Coast, 1 out of the Pac-12, Washington, St. Mary's, and Pepperdine Thursday through Saturday. In that order, plenty of great seats still available at gopoly.com/tickets. Thanks so much for taking some time. I know you're busy getting ready for this home opener on Thursday. Where can Cal Poly fans and supporters find you guys on social media to follow your journey throughout the season and the off season?
I'll start. Go ahead. Wait, is this social media wise?
Social media.
Oh, right, for sure. You could find me at liz.markovska on Instagram.
My Instagram is Jolei Akima, JOLEIAKIMA.
Well, Poly fans, make sure to follow these two. Should be a lot of fun this season as the Mustangs get closer to the Big West. Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this weekend. Look forward to watching you inside the Mott Athletic Center.
Thank you.
This has been the Mustang Insider Show. The preceding has been a Learfield's presentation on the Cal Poly Sports Network.